Hello everybody, thank you very much for watching. I made a video, I'm making a video today after a message that I received this morning. I woke up from a dream and I was reminded how at times there will be people that have really intense experiences when they're children. They're either they're either punished intensely or they're abused. Sometimes there's people like that in the world that unfortunately when they're little kids they have to experience a very harsh reality. And I was reminded that the abuse becomes the abuser. And one thing that I understood some time ago was that this was with the punisher. If you were punished the same way you were punished growing up is the same way that you will punish when you grow up. And if there's no one to punish, you will punish yourself, because blame and punishment comes hand in hand. You cannot separate that. And that's why it's very important in the journey, in the spiritual journey, that that path of dropping judgment and seeing things differently, seeing them deeper. Because in the divine, there is no blame, there is no shame, there is no punishment. That's something created by humans and something that we have to wake up out of. So I did learn, and I saw it in people's past lives and in people's experiences, that the way that they were punished when they were little became the way they punish themselves as adults. And that's why people have, it's almost like that the sabotage that we talk about can be that. It can be that we are punishing ourselves because the punisher is not around anymore, but because we grew up with that pattern, then that's what's embedded in our subconscious. So this morning when I woke up, that's what I heard. The abused becomes the abuser. So that can be conscious or unconscious. So unconsciously we can be abusing others, or we can be abusing ourselves. So there's a mantra, well, there was a phrase that I was given a few months ago, and I made it a mantra, and it's been helping me a lot, grounding, and also grounding, anchoring the light for the world, to bring the light of the divine to the world. So I'm going to say my mantra, and I want to share that mantra with you. And just try it. Just try it. See how it feels in you. I know it's been helping me a lot, and it feels good. The mantra is going to name Jesus. When I was giving the phrase that I was giving was, Jesus became a light to live in our hearts, in each one of our hearts. When I was giving that phrase, there was no mention of religion, there was no mention of death, there was no mention of crucifixion. It was just a mention of the transformation to light, into light. Me personally, my foundation, my spiritual foundation is Buddhist. Buddha had he came with a disclaimer. His disclaimer was, don't believe me, you have to experience it for yourselves. So that's what I'm asking. Just try the mantra and experience how that feels inside you. And if it helps you, if it helps diminish any fear or any anger or anything that feels anxious inside you, then you can use it. It can bring you back into that centeredness and anchor the light. Okay, so I'm gonna place you right here with my beautiful light. on my candle. And I'm going to repeat my mantra. Jesus became light to live in our hearts, in each one of our hearts. The light of the Christ lives in my heart, illuminates my path, lets me shine bright. Eternal light, eternal life. Jesus became light to live in our hearts, in each one of our hearts. The light of the Christ lives in my heart, illuminates my path, lets me shine bright. Eternal light, eternal life. Jesus became light to live in our hearts, in each one of our hearts. The light of the Christ lives in my heart, illuminates my path, lets me shine bright. Eternal light, eternal life. Amen. I usually repeat it for 12 times. I was given a guidance that the number 12, it's very important when we do affirmations and mantras. After we repeat something for 12 times without becoming distracted, if it's 12 times consecutive times, then the subconscious mind starts to understand that that's a command that you want to start recording in your mind. So it takes it as something serious. It starts recording that. So if you're able to repeat something for 12 times for 12 days, it can become very powerful. I have to say, there were many times in the past when I used to create affirmations and the universe used to make me change them, make me tweak them. And I realized that it was always making me change it to include everyone, including me. It was not just about me, it was not just about them, it has to include everyone. So it made me go through that exercise of tweaking my affirmations in order to be inclusive and loving and compassionate. Now, there was a beautiful affirmation that I had, and it helped me. And I'm going to tell you the power of affirmations and how they usually work, and how you have to be careful of what you wish for. So I had an affirmation that said, I am light and shadows dissipate in my presence. And I thought it was beautiful, and it truly is. It sounds really beautiful that shadows can dissipate in my presence. But I realized after a few times of saying it that I was always by myself. Every time I would be in the middle of people will just move away from me, and I would feel like I'm all alone. Nobody wants to hang out with me. What's going on? And then I understood, oh, okay, my affirmation says, shadows dissipate in my presence. And there's an essence of a shadow inside all of us. So I was actually pushing everyone away. I wasn't including people. Anyway, so I had to tweak that affirmation until the final affirmation that I had to say was, the final one was, I am light and love emerges in my presence for everyone, for all, from everyone, from all, including me. And what I experienced in that change was that it didn't matter who I was with. The person I was with was able to show me some love. The most love that they can show me even if it was very little, they would show me some kind of love or compassion. And even if they were very upset, even if it was a tiny little bit of love, I accepted it, because that's how much that light can bring out of them at that time. So I was able to become more patient, more compassionate, and more accepting of what I was receiving. Of course, without letting anyone disrespecting me, I never experienced that anyway. But there was always like a tiny little light that I could see from them, a little tiny of love that I could see from people, or a lot of love if they were in that place. So that was that's my little um, my little story about affirmations. So now with this affirmation, like I said, there's no religion, there's no death, there's no crucifixion. This is not about worshiping or or seeing anyone as more important than another one, but it's realizing that we all have a light inside of us, and that's the light of divinity. Whether you want to give it a name or a form or a person's name, it's something that lives in us, and we have to remember that we just have to let it shine. We are that part of the light. We are the part that shines. And it's a good reminder in these times to ground ourselves and to anchor the light for everyone, including us. Okay? Well, thank you so much for listening today. I hope you guys are feeling safe. I hear Mercury retrograde is going to start in 2 days. So lay low. Stay safe.